Our top focus this morning is on the investigation underway in Uttar Pradesh after 2 terrorists with Al-Qaeda links were arrested by the anti-terror squad. 5 out of the 7 suspected terrorists are still on the run. Now, a massive manhunt to nab them is underway. A high alert has been sounded in the state. You also got the suspects who escaped. They learned to have been carrying explosives with them. Now, airports, railway stations, bus stops, they've all been put on high alert. A special Delhi police team will also be arriving in Lucknow to interrogate these terrorists. India Today has learned that there could be a safari car that could prove to be a key link in this case. According to the ATS IG G.K. Goswami, the car that's said to have belonged to arrested terrorist Minhaj's neighbor Shahid is something that they're looking for currently. The car was allegedly spotted in several states. This includes Jammu and Kashmir. UP ATS also arrested Minhaj's wife, who is said to be a professor at a key university in Lucknow.
A massive Al-Qaeda plot. Conspiracy for suicide strikes. Pakistani handlers pulling the strings. Bid to spill blood ahead of Independence Day. This could have been a massive attack on Indian soil. Serial blasts in Lucknow and other cities, now foiled by the Uttar Pradesh anti-terrorist squad. With arrest of 2 suspected Al-Qaeda terrorists with links to Kashmiri terror outfits and with Pakistani handlers, the sinister plan was no ordinary one. Cops say the terrorists were to execute a huge attack in the run-up to August 15 to target Independence Day celebrations. Along with the plan for serial blasts, the terrorists were also planning suicide attacks.
15 अगस्त के पूर्व उत्तर प्रदेश के विभिन्न शहरों में, विशेषकर लखनऊ के महत्वपूर्ण स्थानों, स्मारकों, भीड़-भाड़ वाले इलाकों में विस्फोट करने, मानव बम आदि द्वारा आतंकी घटना कारित करने की तैयारी में थे। इसके लिए इनके द्वारा शस्त्र एवं विस्फोटक आदि भी एकत्रित किया गया था।
Active pressure cooker bombs, arms and ammunition were recovered along with large quantities of explosives. Bomb disposal squad were called in to defuse the live bombs. Acting on a tip-off, the anti-terrorist squad laid siege and raided the home of 3 suspects.
As you are seeing the visuals, the raid was on since hours in this particular locality. As you can see, black commandos are also put into action. That shows the seriousness of this particular matter. The 3 houses back to back are being raided by the Uttar Pradesh ATS and UP police since hours, as told by the neighbor Alam. He also told that all 3 persons whose houses are being raided were staying here since last 10 to 20 years. Though
Cops said these terrorists had most likely burnt several documents that could have been blueprints of the major attacks. A team of Delhi Police Special Cell will go to Lucknow to interrogate the terrorists.
अभियुक्त मिन्हाज घर पे मिला और उसके घर से भारी मात्रा में विस्फोटक पदार्थ तथा जमा तलाशी में एक अदद पिस्टल बरामद हुई है। अभियुक्त मसीरुद्दीन उम्र लगभग 50 साल और इसके पास से भी भारी मात्रा में विस्फोटक सामग्री बरामद की गई है और इसके पास से एक कुकर भी बरामद हुआ है।
The raids began as early as 11:30 a.m. on Sunday and went on for hours. The accused were allegedly part of an Al-Qaeda sleeper cell.
ये लोग कब से रह रहे हैं यहाँ पर?
सर, हम यहाँ तो 12 साल के करीब थे, अपना बिजनेस करते थे। हाँ। तब से हम जानते हैं, लेकिन उससे पहले 20 साल से रह रहे हैं।
यहाँ पे कोई बाहर के लोग आ रहे थे, कुछ ऐसी गतिविधियाँ, कुछ बाहर से लोग आते थे रात बिरात मिलने के लिए, क्या कुछ?
सर, हमारे जानकारी में नहीं है, ना मैंने ये देखा है।
UP ATS IG G.K. Goswami told India Today that some of the suspects fled and a manhunt is on to nab them. According to police officials, Peshawar-based terror handler Omar Al-Mandi was overseeing the operation through the Telegram Messenger app.
अलकायदा का उत्तर प्रदेश मॉड्यूल उमर हलमंडी नाम के व्यक्ति द्वारा चलाया जा रहा था और ये गतिविधियां पाकिस्तान अफगानिस्तान बॉर्डर क्षेत्र में पेशावर क्वेटा एरिया जो पाकिस्तान का है वहाँ से आतंकवादी गतिविधि संचालित की जा रही है.
The terror plot bust has led to security to be beefed up across the state. Officials have issued alerts at railway stations, airports and bus stands. With Samarth Srivastav in Lucknow, Bureau Report, India Today.
Let's move on to news from Tamil Nadu, where protests have erupted over unconfirmed reports of a bifurcation of the state. Twitter and Facebook were flooded with posts favouring and opposing the concept of creating a Kongu Nadu. That's a separate state carved out of Tamil Nadu. The region will be, of course, the western belt of the state. The controversy erupted after BJP leader L. Murugan's post went viral on social media that showed that he was from Kongu Nadu instead of his hometown, which is Namakkal. Reacting to these reports, DMK leader Kanimuri claimed that Tamil Nadu cannot be divided. CPIM leader G. Balakrishnan also called the controversy absurd and blamed Murugan for stoking it to get back at a controversy that had erupted earlier over the DMK referring to the central government time and again as the union government. The BJP has indirectly extended its support for bifurcation, with BJP leader Karu Nagarajan also stating that it should be discussed if this is what people want. Very worrying situation in Kerala. Once hailed for its containment efforts of COVID cases, Kerala now contributes to over 30% of the active caseload in India. In the last 24 hours, the state has reported 12,220 new COVID cases and 97 fatalities, the highest in the country. The state is reporting over 10,000 cases for the 6th consecutive day. The positivity rate is over 10% in Kerala, which means 10 out of every 100 people who are getting tested for COVID are turning out to be positive, while the average positivity rate of the country is just over 2%. Imagine that, 2% is the average in the country, 10% in Kerala. There are 6 districts of the state which are reporting over 1,000 cases in a day. As the third wave threat looms large over the state, the rising number of Zika virus cases is not helping. 18 people have tested positive so far in Kerala. Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan earlier downplayed the COVID situation, saying everything is under control and that there is no need to worry about this spurt. British billionaire Richard Branson flew into space with his crew on Sunday. The 70-year-old had a textbook takeoff, only delayed by bad weather. The exciting part for us is the inclusion of astronaut Sirisha Bandla also in the crew, who becomes the third woman of Indian origin to fly to space.
A voyage to the edge of space. On Sunday, billionaire Richard Branson took off from a base in New Mexico aboard a Virgin Galactic vessel. After 90 minutes of space maneuvers following a high-altitude rocket plane launch, and a pep talks to his team from space, Branson created space history, an era-defining beginning for space tourism. Branson earlier set off his space day in style. He rode his bicycle to his rocket. The 70-year-old billionaire had a textbook takeoff, only delayed by bad weather. Separating from the mothership, the rocket reached an altitude of 50,000 feet, where the crew experienced about 4 minutes of microgravity. Unity 22 spaceship finally landed safely on runway 3 after experiencing some breathtaking moments and space images. The exciting part is the inclusion of Indian origin astronaut Sirisha Bandla in the crew. Bandla is the third Indian origin woman to go to space after Kalpana Chawla and Sunita Williams. Sirisha was part of the 6-member team for Virgin Galactic's space mission, playing a role of a researcher on the mission.
I've had dreams about this flight almost every night. I'm one of those people that dreams in vivid color every night, and ever since I got the news that I'm going to space, I've been dreaming about it.
Sirisha's grandfather and relatives watched the historic launch live from Andhra Pradesh, Guntur.
Crew has launched successfully on the ground, you see, very happily. Everybody is praising them and praising for their success. I also feel very happy, really happy.
The entire flight from takeoff to touchdown took about 90 minutes. Virgin has plans for 2 further test flights of the spaceplane in the months ahead, and demand is apparently strong. With several hundred wealthy would-be citizens astronauts already having made reservations, priced at around $250,000 per ticket. Branson's billionaire buddies are soon to join him. Amazon's Jeff Bezos is set for the ride for the first Blue Origin crewed mission, targeting July 20th as its launch date. Waiting in the wings is SpaceX Elon Musk. It's a billionaire's battle to offer space tourism. The touristy trip to space is happening as anticipated, but is it worth all the extravaganza? Bureau Report, India Today.